Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jaden. Here's 5 ways to be more productive every day in your life. Tip number 1 is to have goals and a vision for your life. And when you have something to work towards, something bigger than yourself, something that you want so bad, then you will make today count. Today then has a purpose, and you're willing to invest today into a better tomorrow. And so when you find out, you have to decide what you want. Sit down right now and decide what it is that you want, because most people, they know very well what they don't want. They know exactly what they don't want to happen, but we spend so little time deciding what it is that we actually do want. And so take that time, guys, because clarity is power. When you have clarity on what you want, then you are able to move towards it quicker. Because how can you succeed if you don't even know what success is for you? If you don't even know what your ideal dream life is? So sit down and figure that out right now. And I have my computer right here, so I'm just looking through some stuff to make sure I cover all these things for you guys. I want to help you guys as much as possible. And so decide what you want your life to look like 5 years from now. Decide, what life do I want to be living? Again, no limits. Pretend you're a kid and just decide what it is you want, no matter how unrealistic it is. Just decide what you want. Like I said, there's power in clarity and knowing what you want. Another thing is when you whatever you focus on, you move towards. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And so when you focus on what you want, then your subconscious mind will automatically begin to think of ways to get you to where you want to go. It'll come up with ways to get you to that vision, but you have to identify what that vision is first, what that ideal life is for you, and then you can move towards it. And the other part of that is to have goals. You have to have goals in order to make your vision a reality, because those are the stepping stones. Goals are basically the milestones, the check marks to say, hey, I'm on track, we've achieved this, and now we're even closer to my ideal life. And so what you can do is set SMART goals. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time frame, or in other words, have a deadline for your goal. And so most people get most of that right, except that most of the time they don't set attainable, realistic goals. They set a huge goal, like I'm going to make $10,000 within the next 3 months, but they've never made $1,000 online. They've never made $100 online. And so you have to start small with that. Make sure it's realistic enough, even if it's less realistic than what you're hoping for. That can be a better starting point than trying to set this huge goal that you just doubt that you can even achieve. So again, make sure the goals are attainable and realistic. And one great way to do that is to have a massive reward for you achieving them. You want to associate pain to not achieving your goals, and you want to associate massive pleasure to achieving those goals. So one great way you can do is come up with, like, what can I reward myself for achieving this goal? Of course, you get the satisfaction of achieving the goal, but if you give yourself another reward, like, hey, if I achieve making $100 a month from my online business within the next 3 months, then I get to go to my favorite restaurant and buy whatever I want, or I get to go visit my friends and family, go take a trip down there and visit them in Florida or wherever, and just have a blast with them. By having additional motivation through massive rewards like that, then it will motivate you to achieve your goals even more. And another thing with your goals, you want your goals to have 2 things. One is to have you have to believe that you can achieve it, and you have to have the desire to achieve it. And so you can rate your goals on a scale 1 to 10. You can say, okay, on a scale 1 to 10, how confident am I that I can achieve this goal in the time frame that I set for myself? Another part is, on a scale 1 to 10, how much desire do I have to achieve this goal? And you want for both of those, both the belief and desire to achieve your goals, you want that to be a 7 or above. So 7, 8, 9, or 10. If it's any lower than that, then you need to come up with a new goal. You want that sweet spot, because if you have the desire for it, but you don't believe you can do it, again, it comes back to having those huge, unrealistic goals that are exciting, but it just seems so overwhelming that it's like, oh my gosh, how can I achieve this? I don't think I can do it. And the flip side is true. you may have this goal like, dude, I'm going to make $1 within the next 3 months from my online business. And you may be like, dude, we can sure as heck do that. Like, that's going to be so easy. Like, we got it, dude. Your belief may be a 10 on that, but your desire may not be that high. You may say, that's not exciting. That's not that exciting. And so you have to find that sweet spot for setting your goals. And it's so important because that's what makes goal setting fun. That's what will get you to stick with it for the long term when you have that sweet spot, when you have the belief, when you have the desire. Because I made the mistake of setting these huge unrealistic goals and I would not achieve them. And as a result, after doing that literally year after year after year of not achieving my goals, my brain said, why even try? It was like, we're gonna fail to achieve them anyway, so why even bother to set goals? So you have to have goals that are attainable and realistic, guys. And this belief and desire scale can hopefully help you guys create goals that help you. Another part with goal setting and your vision is to review them regularly. You want to set out a time each week or each day or something to review your goals and vision regularly. And that's to make sure you're on track. You can decide, okay, scale 1 to 10, like how on track am I? Or just decide, yeah, how am I doing in terms of my goals? Does it look like I can meet the goals that I set for myself, or do I need to adjust them? Do I need to add more time to achieve them? Or do I need to shorten the goal, like the income goal or whatever? And just by having a time to check in on them regularly, that can just help make sure that you actually do achieve those goals. So that's tip number 1 for you guys. Tip number 2 is to have a plan for each day. If you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. And so you have to have a plan. And I like to plan it out in the morning. Some people like to plan it out the night before, so they'll write out their plan for tomorrow, the night before. But I like to do it in the morning just because if I plan it out the night before, my brain then gets into work mode, and right before bed, I don't want to be thinking about work. I want to quiet my mind and relax it rather than stir up and start thinking about work. So I just plan my day in the morning. I have Evernote here on my computer, and so I just create a list or a new note for it and just plan out today, okay, what am I going to do today? And I want you to create the top 1 to 3 things that you could do that are the most high leverage things you could do to achieve whatever your goals are. So if you're trying to start an online business, for example, the top 1 to 3 things that you could be doing, decide what those are. It could be advertising, it could be building your website, it could be publishing videos. Like for me, for my YouTube channel, the top outcome for me is to make YouTube videos and to put them out there for you guys, to help you guys. And so I could obviously be doing a ton of different other things. I could be creating thumbnails, I could be creating tags or the description for the videos, I could be getting the lighting just right, I could be changing my outfit, I could do all these different things, but the most important thing for me is to film videos and get it out to you guys and publish them for you guys. So identify whatever it is, whatever your goals are, decide what those top 1 to 3 outcomes are and do them each day, because that will prove over the long run, over a couple weeks, couple months, couple years, that could be huge. That could be huge if you only focus on the most essential things. Because unfortunately, most of the time, if you don't have a plan, then we get so caught up in all these little things that don't really matter. Like I remember when I had a drop shipping business, I would get so caught up in doing what I thought was the most productive thing, and it really wasn't. I was tweaking my logo, I was changing the colors on my store, I was creating all of these emails and texts for automations and whatnot. And while that's important, while that marketing automation can be important, I was avoiding advertising. I was avoiding it because I was not good at it and I was afraid to lose more money doing it. But it was only when I decided, hey, I need to tackle this, I need to conquer advertising, and I made that the priority of the day, the only priority, the only thing that mattered, then my results started to improve and I started to gain more confidence too. Because if you tell yourself that you're going to do something and you don't do it, then you lose confidence. And so again, create or decide what your top 1 to 3 outcomes are and plan that, make that the plan of the day. And don't create so many. That's why I say do 1 to 3 outcomes, the highest leverage things. Because if you have like 20 different things you need to do in the day, that can be overwhelming. So it's important to know what your priorities are, and those are based on your goals and your ultimate vision for where you want to go in your life. Another thing is anything else. This is just for me. I like to do it is once I have my 1 to 3 outcomes plan, I like to set any other task, like it could be going to the gym, it could be talking to a friend or whatnot. I like to set those as bonuses. I just call them bonuses, and that makes me feel good to achieve them. It just feels like, oh, hey, if I achieve the 1 to 3 outcomes, then today was a great day. Then like I won. It didn't matter if I got any of the bonuses done because they're bonuses. They're like, if I get them done, that's like even better, even better. And so that can be a great way because just for me, I got so overwhelmed by seeing like I had the 1 to 3 outcomes, but then I'd have all these other secondary tasks, and that made me feel so overwhelmed. Like I thought I still had to achieve those secondary tasks on top of the 1 to 3 outcomes, and it just felt so overwhelming for me. And so I changed how I described them. And when you change the language, the way you word certain things, that can change how you feel about them. And so in this case, I just, instead of calling it secondary outcomes or second highest priority outcomes, I just called them bonuses. They're like, hey, all these things working on stuff are bonuses. I'm still going to do them each day. I'm committed to doing them each day, and I'll get them done no matter what. It's just by calling them something different that just really helped me for some reason to feel better about it and to get them done and feel less overwhelmed. Another thing you can do is to create a list of actions each week or each month or whatever that you need to take in order to achieve your goals. So once you have your goals decided, once you have your vision, then decide, okay, what actions do I need to take in order to get to my goals, to get to my ultimate vision, and create a list. Just type it on your computer or write them down. Just all the actions you can think of for online business, like drop shipping. It could be contacting your supplier, getting your logo on your product, setting up your Amazon listing, or setting up your Shopify store. It could be creating your product page. It could be advertising, setting up your Facebook ads, creating Facebook ads, deciding what interests to test, stuff like that, launching those advertisements. Those are different actions you can take to achieve your goals of starting a successful dropshipping store. And so basically, once you list that out, again, it gives you clarity. It gives you clarity on what you need to do. And so that way you're not guessing, and then you're able to schedule those actions in and decide, okay, what's the highest leverage actions on this list? And then you can pick from those actions each day and decide, okay, advertising, contacting my supplier, those are my 2 top outcomes today. And as long as I get those 2 things done, then today was a great day. Today was a successful day. But that can just help, that really helped me to decide and know what I need to work on each day in order to achieve my goals. So that was tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to celebrate and reward yourself each day. Once you achieve your outcomes, whatever it is that you achieve each day, you want to celebrate and reward that, because whatever gets rewarded gets repeated. And so if you reward good habits, if you reward being productive, planning your day and whatnot, then that will improve the chance that you will do it in the future. You will gain pleasure. You will have pleasure from doing those things. You'll enjoy doing them. And so you'll want to do them in the future. That's the whole point of this, guys, because pain can be a powerful motivator. Pain, getting out of the pain that you're in, whether you're in a circumstance you don't like or whatnot, that can be a great motivator. It can help you to get a lot of things done. But it only lasts short term. It's not a long-term motivator, because pain will always go away. But if you link pleasure to the process, if you enjoy doing things like working on your business each day, then that will allow you to achieve your goals, and it will allow you to achieve much more in the long term because it's sustainable. Pleasure, enjoyment is sustainable, pain is not. And so by celebrating each day all the things that you did, all the little wins, all the big wins, then that will make it sustainable. That will make you feel like you're making progress in your life, because happiness comes from making progress. Of course, it comes from other things, but progress, improving your life in some way or improving your business, that is what will make you happy. That is what will make you fulfilled each day. And so you can ask yourself questions, reflection questions each night to figure out what your wins were. You could say, what was one way I got better today? How did I get 1% better today? And then you can list out, well, I made my bed, I went to the gym, I worked on my business, I created new Facebook ads, talked to my supplier, all these different things. Doesn't matter how little or how big it was. List those out. And when you notice those, when you notice all the great things that you're doing in your life, then you'll move towards that. You'll get more things in your life that are good. You'll attract more good into your life, and you'll want to do more of it. Because, like I said, it's sustainable. You give yourself pleasure for it. And you can also give yourself a reward, like I said, to each day after you achieve something. So for me, like if I achieve my top 1 to 3 outcomes each day, then I'll let myself, in the evening time after dinner, I'll let myself do whatever I want. If I want to watch a movie, great, I get to watch a movie. If I want to go for a walk, I can go for a walk. If I want to listen to music, if I want to call a friend, if I want to do whatever, I can do that because I've earned that right. I've earned the right to do it because I accomplished those top 1 to 3 things that moved the needle the most in my life. So that can be a great thing, celebrating and rewarding yourself each day. The 4th thing is to have accountability. When my friend and I first started a dropshipping business in 2020, literally every day it was 6 a.m. every morning, and we would call each other up. We're like, hey, what's up, Luke? And we'd tell each other 3 things that we were going to get done that day. And then we'd hang up, and then later that day at 8:30 at night, we would call again, and we'd say, hey, like, did you do those 3 things? And we'd say, yes, sir. Like, yes, we got it done. If we did, then we'd celebrate that. If we didn't, then say, okay, why not? And I realized when we did it, we should have had a consequence. You want a consequence for not doing what you say you're going to do? Because then if there's no consequence, then that's not much of accountability. So we didn't do that. We didn't have a consequence. We would make excuses for why we didn't. Oh, I was tired, or oh, I was busy today. And it didn't really, it could have been done better. We could have held ourselves more accountable better. And so one thing you could do is say, like, okay, you and a buddy could have an accountability call each day, kind of like how me and my friend did it. And you can say, okay, but if you don't do what you said you're going to do, then you have to pay the other person, you have to pay your friend $50, or you have to pay them $500, whatever. Like, you want the consequence to be big, so that way you follow through. If it's just like, oh, hey, like, there's no consequence, like in my case, then there's no consequence to being lazy. There's no consequence to procrastinating. And as a result, you won't get as much done as you said you were going to get done, and you're going to lose confidence from that. Because like I said, if you don't do something you said you're going to do, then you lose confidence. And so I don't want that to happen to you guys. So make sure there's a consequence with when you have accountability, because that consequence is going to hold you accountable, and it's going to make sure you step up and do the things that you need to get done. 5th tip in this video is to have a morning and an evening ritual. And I love this quote by Richard Yu, his YouTuber, fantastic stuff. But he said, your day starts the night before, your morning starts the night before. And that's so true, guys, because what you do tonight will directly affect tomorrow morning's productivity. If you stay up late, you're playing video games till 3 in the morning, and you wake up at 7, then obviously your productivity is going to suffer as a result of that. You're not going to be as productive as if you got a full good night's sleep. So what you do the night before determines how your day goes the next day. And so having an evening ritual to unwind and relax and to celebrate the day, like I said earlier, you could ask reflection questions to celebrate what you did today. And you can let yourself relax, watch a movie, could listen to guided sleep meditations or guided affirmations. I do that. That actually is great. It really helps me. It helps make it so much easier to think positively and optimistic each day. You could read at night. You could plan tomorrow, or you could plan the next day out if you wanted to. Or you could plan it in the morning, part of your morning ritual. But those are some different things you can do each day. The point is, during your evening ritual, you want it to be more relaxing. You want to relax yourself so that way you feel ready for sleep. And the other thing is there's something called the 3-2-1 rule. And this is something I learned also from Richard Yu, who's a YouTuber, great guy, great productivity videos. But he said, you want to stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. No more, you want to stop working at least 2 hours before bed. And you want to put away your electronics, no more looking at your phone or blue light at least 1 hour before bed. And there's different reasons for that, but like for no eating 3 hours before bed, it's because if you eat like 20 minutes before bed, then your body is going to have to digest all of that food while you're sleeping. And digestion while you're sleeping is not good. It's not good for your health. It can actually cause acid reflux to develop over time, and that's where acid comes up your esophagus and it just damages your esophagus. It's not good for you in any way. And there's other different things that can affect your quality of sleep. So your quality of sleep can suffer from it as well. But the point is to stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. That's what experts recommend. That's what I think the Mayo Clinic and stuff recommend. That's a good time to stop eating. They also recommend you can to stop drinking water or anything at least 2 hours before bed. And that's to make sure you don't wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the bathroom. So at least 2 hours before bed, stop drinking water. Also stop working. You don't want to be working right before bed, or you don't want to be working and then go straight to bed, because then your mind's still in work mode. I used to do this a lot, and sometimes you do have to do that, and that's up to you. But ideally, you don't want to work and then immediately go straight to bed, because then your mind is still in that work mode. It's still thinking about things, and so it can be harder for you to fall asleep. It could be stressed out about stuff. And so if you have a ritual that relaxes you, that gives you time to unwind and calm yourself, then that can give you a greater sleep, and then as a result, greater productivity the next day. And also, no more electronics an hour before bed. That is great because blue light from screens like phone or the laptop or whatever, that can negatively affect melatonin production. And melatonin production is what helps us feel drowsy. It helps us to fall asleep faster. And so the more, if you like I used to, for so long, guys, for years, like years and years, like probably over 8 years, I would watch videos on YouTube for literally like a few hours before bed. And then immediately, then as soon as I was done with that, I would put my phone away and immediately go to bed and go to sleep. And that's so bad for you guys because, again, it affects your melatonin production. And so you don't get as good quality sleep at night than if you put it away an hour before bed. And I know that can be hard, guys. I'm sure everybody uses their phone, or a lot of people use their phone before bed. And so you can always start small. You don't have to start with an hour. You could start 10 minutes before bed, put your phone away. And then during the last 10 minutes, you could brush your teeth, floss, you could use the bathroom, or come up with your outfit for the next day, and then go to bed. But my point is just start somewhere. Start somewhere, even if it is just 10 minutes before bed, and you can work up and you can increase the duration as time goes on. But that's something great for your evening ritual. The morning ritual now, that's meant to put yourself at your best every single day. You take time immediately after you wake up for the most important things, and the most important thing is you, because you determine how productive you are. If you take care of you, your body, your health, your mind, your spirit, then you will automatically be more productive than if you just wake up and start checking social media and whatnot. Most people are reactive at the beginning of the day. Most people are on their phone in their bed and they're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or whatever. They're checking the news and they're checking their email and stuff. And it's just like all these other people's demands then fall upon you, and it makes you stressed. Whereas if you took time at the beginning of the day before you did all of that to put yourself in a peak state, make yourself happy, feel confident, feel grateful, and feel your body, then you're going to perform better as a result that day. And so some things you can do is you can, like for me, I'll drink 2 cups of water. I'll wake up and then immediately go downstairs to the kitchen and drink 2 cups of water as soon as I wake up. And that just hydrates my cells, my body, because we've been sleeping for over 8 hours. And so your body is craving water and needs water, obviously needs water to survive. And so by doing that, first thing, one, it can also help curb appetites, so that way you don't feel like you, or decreases your appetite so you don't feel like you need to eat donuts or anything sugary or whatever. But also, again, it can help to just fuel your cells and helps you feel more relaxed and more energized for the day. And I also found that it can help you use the bathroom too. It can stimulate bowel movement, and so that way you can also use the restroom right before or as soon as you wake up. That can be great too. Another thing is diaphragmatic breathing, which this is also called belly breathing, but basically, like, you breathe in, you practice breathing from your belly rather than your chest. Like, most of the time when we're breathing, we breathe from our chest, and so you can check whether you do this or not by place your hand on your chest, and if your chest is moving up and down, then you're doing chest breathing, and that's not ideal. It's not the most optimal way to breathe. We're actually meant to breathe diaphragmically because that allows us to use 100% of our lungs. Chest breathing, I think it said like it only uses like 50% of your lung capacity, and so it's not the most efficient way to breathe. And so by breathing through your belly, basically when you breathe in, your stomach expands, okay? And when you breathe out, your stomach contracts, or you suck your stomach in. In a way, it seems like the opposite. Like, I was used to doing it the opposite. Like, when you breathe in, then you suck in your stomach. When you breathe out, then, your stomach expands, and so you're basically doing the opposite. But if you look up diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing, they have tutorials online. There's tons of tutorials like that, but it can help you just, again, get oxygen to your body because you just woke up, and it can just help you to feel more energized and relaxed and calm each day because you're breathing fully. And it can also help for exercising and running. I found it really helps a lot better than chest breathing. But that's one thing you could do. You could also read. You could plan your day. In the morning, you could say your affirmations. You could have affirmations, because whatever we say to ourselves consistently, that will determine our beliefs about ourselves. So if you say, I am a leader, I am confident, I am happy, I am successful, I'm financially free, whatever you attach the words I am to, you will become. And so you want to attach empowering beliefs, so that way you grow in the direction of the phrases that you say to yourself. You'll eventually become more confident, even if you aren't confident when you're first saying these affirmations. So affirmations are a great thing you can add to your morning ritual. You can ask yourself empowering questions like, what am I happy about in my life right now? What could I be proud about in my life right now? What could I be grateful for today? And by asking yourself those questions, you elicit those emotions of gratitude, of happiness, of joy, of fulfillment, of pride. And by doing that, by experiencing the emotions you want to experience more frequently on a daily basis, then you're going to feel more productive. You're going to feel better throughout the day. And you're going to be able to handle challenges and certain things that come up much better than if you just reacted and were stressed and anxious from the get-go. So that's another great day. You can look at your vision. You can have the accountability call with your buddy. You could work out. There's so many different things you could do in the morning, but the point is to take care of you. Take care of you. Take care of your mind in some way through affirmations, questions, reading, etc. Take care of your body, so have a great breakfast, could go work out, stuff like that, diaphragmatic breathing, drinking water when you first wake up, and take care of your spirit. You could pray if you're religious, you could read the Bible, whatever it is for you. But my point is, take care of you. Take care of you in the morning, because that will make a big difference in your productivity when you take care of you and you focus on improving yourself each morning. And so that's the video, guys. I hope these 5 tips help you. I know this was probably a long video. I don't know how long I've been talking for, but I really hope this video helps you guys, because all of these things have really helped me in my life to improve my life and just feel better each day. And so I really hope that this video serves you and that your life is better off as a result of these tips. And like I said, I really hope that you guys use these tips and that they can really benefit you and serve you in your life. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more just like this. Let me know down below if you made it to the end of this video. Make sure to like it. Again, subscribe for more just like this, and I will talk to you guys next video. You guys have a great day. God bless.